Good morning. Welcome to Bathing and Tea Saturday, August, what is it, the 3rd today. Holy smokes. July is long gone. As you hop on, say hello. I'm just going to get you oops, I didn't adjust that screen. Hang on, I'll have to go over and move it just a tad bit closer to me. Hang on. Okay, there we go. And I got this hum in my ear from my earbud for some reason. All right, let's see if we've got anybody out there that we can chitty chat with yet. As you hop on, say good morning. How's the weather where you are? It's nice and sunny here in Alberta, which is going to change later today. So we'll see what happens. It's supposed to get rainy and windy and all that fun stuff. So good morning, Holly. All right, so I have something fun that arrived in the mail yesterday. Are we excited? The holiday catalog is coming. This for the September to December mini catalog, whatever you want to call it. We call it the holiday catalog. Us demos that have been around a long time, it's hard to break habit and call it something different. So it has arrived. I can only show you the cover. Is it not cute? This is one of the stamp sets that will be inside. I cannot show you inside. But we are going to play with something today that is inside and that we have talked about before. Sorry, I'm having feedback or something in my ear. We're going to play with something that's inside of this that is coming soon that you can get as customers. Demos get to order next week. So I think it's Tuesday the 6th, whatever day it is. I don't even know what day it is most of the time. Yeah, you guys are going to be excited. You will notice it's slight change, and it has probably, you've seen it all over the internet, is that there's not a lot of Halloween stuff in there because they released it in the online exclusives in July. So this is probably going to be a trend going forward that you'll have to get used to, that in July's online exclusive releases that we'll get some Halloween, and we did get a couple Christmas sets too. So one of the sentiment sets I'm going to use today is from the online exclusives as well, which you can get now. So you make sure you go into my store and you check out those online exclusive because there is lots of goodies in there. All right, what does everybody have to say? Good morning, Rhonda. Who else has joined us? Let me just scroll back here. Good morning, Glenda. Hopefully yours comes soon. Yeah, I was surprised that it was there. I saw somebody, I think it was in Ontario or something, flash theirs, and I was like, I ran out to the mailbox and there it was. So pretty exciting. I already have a paper copy downloaded because we got to view it last week, but let's jump in and create the card that we're going to create today with one of the sets that's in there, and we'll give you a little sneak peek of it. And if you get dizzy, look away for a moment while I switch you into the holster. All right. Okay. And it looks like I have fixed my zooming problem, maybe a little bit. It looks a little bit better than it usually does. All right. You're not seeing my entire table, which is a good thing. I'm just going to put my tea to the side, otherwise I'll probably wear it. All right, so let me just hide the paper copy that I'm going to read off of because you're not allowed to see it. And I literally just dumped the twine on the floor. So this is the twine that comes with the Winterly Treetops set. Is that not pretty? It's got some great little birds that you can color any type of bird that you want. It's got some great sentiments in it. It's got some little additions, and then the dies are even more spectacular. So we've got a great little greenery background that you can cut out, and I will show you on a technique that we did in Creativity Now how they use this, and it's a great idea. We've got a couple birds that cut out the two birds that are in here. We've got a die that cuts out this little pussy willow sort of thing. You've got an extra one that you can layer with that just sort of cuts out the background. You've got two sprig dies, so you can cut out double the amount. You've got a little tiny branch here that you can put under the bird. And then you've got the die that cuts out this lovely wreath sort of sentiment, or sort of image, not sentiment. And then you've got this birch wood embossing folder, which is one of the larger ones. So that is great because you can do a giant piece of paper with it. What's Glenda saying? We're usually 2 to 3 days longer. Oh, that's crappy, isn't it, Glenda? Well, it's coming, ladies. On the island, be prepared. I've warned you. And then we've got these earth tone shimmer gems. So they come, I'm getting major feedback today in my ear. They come in a, let me see if it even tells us. It probably doesn't because they've taken that out of here. No, it doesn't. They're kind of like a white color. We've got garden green. We've got sort of like an ivory, probably basic beigey sort of color. And then we've got the pecan pie or crumb cake. I think it's pecan pie in this paper though. Good morning, Yvonne. Let me see. Copper clay. Sorry, not pecan. Copper clay is that color. So they've kind of got a bit of shimmer to them. I don't know if you can see that shimmer. Oh, there we go. I caught it with the camera. So those are pretty. And then what else does it come with? This twine. So we've got garden green, the copper clay, and a night of navy. So an alternative to my linen thread, which you know I love. And then we'll have a quick peek at the papers. I only have little bits and pieces of some of them because I've been creating with it. And then we were only allowed to order one package of it. So I haven't gotten any extra yet. So we've got this Pussy Willow image. It is a full sheet, 12 by 12s. And then on the back side, it's got this great wood grain, which can go in either direction. Sorry, it's such a tiny little piece, but that's all I have left. And then we've got this lovely piece, which we did use to create with the little penguin gift card that I made 2 weeks ago on Bailey's and Tea. So, and then on the other side, it's got the birds. So that's what the dies match up with. Let me just grab them here. And I will show you. So it makes it nice and easy that you can cut a whole sheet of birds out and go ahead and create with those. So there you go. And then you can fussy cut out those little berries if you wanted to at the end. And then we've got this beautiful. So this is something that they carried on from the little trend that they started a few years ago, where you can cut it in half and you can create card fronts with just the images. So you've kind of got the same image layout on both sides with a little bit of like a snowy background, which is really pretty. And then you've got the little bird feet or chicken feet on the other side. So if you still have the Hey Chick set or any of those chicken sets, this would look really cute with this paper too. And then you've got this beautiful birch wood and birds and sort of like dandelion-y looking things. And there's little tiny birds in here everywhere. Is that not cute? And then we've got this one that we also used on the, no, we didn't, sorry. We only used that checkered pattern. I was gonna say, I think we used this on that penguin card as well, but snowy sort of background. And then you've got the birds here as well. So more images that you can cut out. You can also cut out the little greenery and you can sort of layer. I'm not sure if, let's just have a quick peek. No, it doesn't look like it because it's got the berries. So these ones you will have to fussy cut. Another sheet that you could fussy cut out, which I have done, and on some of the samples, either today or on Wednesday when the extra shares go up, you will see some of these images as well. But you've got great little images there and a lovely green stripe that could go either way. And that is the end of it. So the colors in there are basic black, blueberry bushel, cherry cobbler, coastal cabana, copper clay, crumb cake, daffodil delight, garden green, granny apple green, gray granite, night of navy, pumpkin pie, real red, and shaded spruce. So you've got a large assortment of color there that you can use and bring in different ways. And then I'll show you quickly and we'll jump into the card. The online exclusive set, the sentiment that we're going to use today is Greetings of the Season. It is absolutely gorgeous. And it comes with these wonderful dies that you can make tags with, or just cover them up with a little bow, or cut them off, anything like that. But great set of dies that goes with it as well. I do believe we have kind of nailed down the details of the Creative Escape, the Winter Creative Escape, and I do believe this is the sentiment set that we're using. So quote me if I'm wrong, Glenda, but I think we kind of nailed that down. So the card that we're going to create is a little bit different because I ran out of this lovely Pussy Willow sort of paper, but this is the card we're going to recreate with a different background paper from that Designer Series paper. So we will jump into it. Make sure you can't see all my goodies. I am correct. Perfect. I don't have my notes in front of me, so I can't quote exactly. So I have got a card base that's 5.5 by 8.5 that's scored at 4.25. That is the pecan pie color. All right. And then I've brought in this birchwood paper to try out because I haven't actually used this piece yet. So we're going to use that, and it is 4 by 5.25. So it's just going to layer right on there like that. And then we've got a piece of basic white that is 4.25 by 2 7/8. And that's going to be our layer there. And then this is a portion of that embossed birchwood embossing folder that we're going to use as a background for the birds. And that's going to layer right on top of this basic white. And it is 4 1/8 by 2 3/4. So it's just going to go like that. It will cover up some of the little birds on this paper, but I'm okay with that because it kind of looks like they're sneaking behind something and then they're popping out the other side, and it looks just fine to me. And then I've taken one of the sentiments. So these are separate pieces. It's a polymer set, so you can see through when you put it on your block. So I've taken the Merry and the sort of scripty Christmas, which is what I love about this set, is that it's got the two different fonts, and made my greeting. Now, I think my Versamark is a little bit dry, so it looks a little splotchy. So I will probably redo that before I actually attach it to the card. But this is going to be our sentiment. And then I've stamped out the birds ahead of time, just in Memento Black. We'll do a quick color, but through the magic of television and something else I'm going to share with you today, I have already done it. I'm going to see, actually, hang on, let me try. Oh, it will let me. Okay. I have kind of fixed it. There we go. You couldn't zoom in before once you were live, but now we can. So my problem of it being zoomed out, I think I've fixed. So that is awesome. So we're just going to color in those berries. I've done them in real red. I'm going to do this really quick because, like I say, I've already done it. So you don't really need to see me color, and that's kind of boring, right? So I'm using my bronze blends to color in the stems. And then I've grabbed the ivory one, and I'm just going to quickly color the bird. And I mean quickly, because like I say, I've already done this, and I've done a little technique because I want to show you. Well, it's a product technique that I want to remind you that we do have that product and what it looks like. All right, so we're just going to quickly do that. Once you've colored, it's going to look like that. We've got a little light pecan pie, or not pecan pie, sorry, a light pumpkin pie for their little beaks. And I can use this a different time. Okay, and then I've already pre-colored my little branches, or pussy willows, but I want to show you. I just took the ivory, so you'll see I've kind of done a little bit of the bronze for the sticks, and then I've taken my ivory and I've just come in here in this little spot, and just to highlight the edge, I've just sort of gone in there with my ivory, and I've just made a little line to make it sort of almost three-dimensional, but not really, obviously, because you're coloring with a pen. But what I wanted to bring your attention to is our pearl effects. Now, let me just grab them all here. They come in two sets. You've got a white, which is shimmery, iridescent-y. You've got a black, and then you've got sort of like a real red, but not totally real red. It is a bit brighter. You'll see here in a minute. Put those to the side. And then we've sort of got our metallics. So we've got gold, copper, and a silver. And they are absolutely gorgeous. And if you have not seen them in the catalog, you need to go have a peek at them. Sorry I did not grab what page they're on. But if somebody's got a catalog handy, you can have a peek. So this is the white sort of iridescent-y one on those branches. So you can add those afterwards, after you've colored the branches. And I would recommend cutting it out with the die before you put this on, or you just have to leave it and let this dry. So I did this probably half an hour ago or so, maybe 40 minutes ago, and they are dry. So it does dry pretty quickly, unless you like really globber on there, and then it might take a little bit longer. But doesn't that look pretty? Gives a little bit of a shimmer. When you have it on the card, it's going to give you sort of that three-dimensional look that you've got berries. And then on this one, so you'll see the difference. I did color those berries in real red, and you can see, hopefully, if there we go. The light in the camera will pick it up. It is a little bit more of a richer red with probably the pearlization that they put into that product, but it looks pretty, and then it makes those sort of berries a little bit more three-dimensional. I did them over here. I only did them on the ones that are solid, not the ones that have those sort of little openings at the top, but it kind of gives a little bit more dimension to it. So those are they come in the 3 packs. There's the metallic enamel effects. Say that 3 times fast. And then the pearlized enamel effects, which carried over from last mini catalog. So, and then they've added the metallic. So that is a cute way to sort of bring a little bit of extra dimension to your card. Now, everybody like that? Does anybody have those? Have you tried them? Do they kind of intrigue you now that you've sort of seen what they do and what kind of effect they can make? You shoot that in the comments while I attach this base layer down. Page 109, Glenda says. Thank you. Oops. I forgot to go in the catalog and look them up ahead of time. I do believe they're in the online exclusive section as well. Why, I don't know, but you can also look in the embellishments area in the online store, and you will probably find them in there as well if you're a savvy internet shopper. So we'll put some dimensionals on the back of this white, basic white. I have them, but forget to. Well, that's the thing, Holly. When we went to Creativity Now, we used them, and I will show you the technique that we use them on in that, and that reminded me that I should dig those out and use them. And so I thought, oh, it would look really cute on those berries, and it would just bring in that little extra dimension. So we've just popped that up so that we get some lift to it. Oh, I'm getting this hum in my ear. I hope you guys cannot hear that. It is super annoying. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I have really dirty ears and I need to clean my earbuds. Hard truth there, right? You guys didn't want to know that. No. I don't know. Sometimes they act up. Technology, it's finicky. The best of times. So we are just going to, oops, I don't think my enamel effects were dry there. So we're going to cover that up so we don't see it. I didn't realize it wasn't dry. I will just kind of poke it down. You don't hear anything. Awesome. Okay, I will put up with the annoyance of the hum in my ear then. Okay, and then I'm going to use my glue, my Tombow. Oh, page 111, Glenda says, for the metallic ones. Perfect. So 109 for the pearlized and 111 for the metallic. Thank you, Glenda. We'll find those. And I'm not saying you need them, but they are pretty fun. And you may want to consider them for your holiday cards. All right. And we're just gluing these in underneath to add a little bit more dimension. And if you used the pearlized white on any of them, they would just add that much more dimension to it. So something to think about. But what I will do is I'll just use a little bit of Wink of Stella, as I did on my original card. Just to give them a bit of dimension. Really quick, and I'll just add a little to the bird sort of wing area. I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but I will hold it up. I'll turn it so that you can see. You don't have any of these, Brenda? Well, you might have to get them. I know that you recently purchased embossing metallic that you've been playing with, so this might be something else. But like I say, there is a bit of dry time to it, so it's not like you can just put it on and create your card. As you can see, I smushed my berry, so I'll just have to fix that. You can, because I have used these for that, you can just sort of reapply a bit more on top if you kind of smushed it and it doesn't look as pretty. So tip to know. I think I made this long enough. I did not measure this. It's probably like half an inch, I would imagine. And then I used my linen thread to tie it down. So to tie a little bow on the side of it. So I just wrapped it around and then tied a bow. And like I say, I'm not going to attach this right now because I need to re-ink my Versamark so that it looks a little bit clearer. But I will go through the process. Obviously, you're going to trim off all your little things, and then you're just going to attach that to the top. Is that not pretty? And then we're going to grab our lovely embellishments, so those earth tone embellishments, and we are going to use, what did I use? I used these ones, I think, these white ones at the top. And I went hog wild because I want to use up my embellishments so that I can either buy more or I just don't have them carrying over. Because I just recatalogued all my embellishments and oh my goodness, I have so many. It's ridiculous. So there we go. And then on the inside, so that we have time to show you all of the samples, I just did some branches, a little bit of wing castella there, and then that same technique where I just took my ivory and just made a little line to kind of give those some dimension, and then just did some branches on the envelope. So that is our card. Is that not pretty? I'll throw all this to the side here, and then we'll grab our, like I say, I'll finish that later. I'll grab all our little samples here. So this is one of the techniques that we did with the copper metallic, enamel effect, so this coppery one. We took our palette knife and just kind of smushed it. So you can use your silicone mat and kind of squirt on your enamel effects and then take your palette knife and just kind of use it like paint. If you've ever worked with gesso or any sort of thicker paint like that, you kind of just smush it on there and then let it dry. And does not create a really pretty technique. And then we used it on the berries. So that's the gold and the copper on the berries. Mine kind of bled together there. I don't know why, but so this would make a really cool background. So if you did the sort of just a piece of background paper, sort of like we did here with our embossed layer, and then just kind of smush that on the paper, let it dry, and then run it through with that birch embossing. Oh my gosh, that would look just beautiful. Or any embossing folder that kind of gave it a little bit of texture, like even that quadrifoil one with this copper or gold or silver in behind, that's sort of going to give you like a country look as well. So I am going to try that out as I say it. I haven't tried it yet, but it's a thin enough layer that it's still going to sort of act like probably just a thicker paper. Probably like our watercolor paper, so it would probably emboss just fine. But I'll test it out and share with you on Tuesday or Wednesday in a sample, sort of what that looks like when it's done. Okay, so that's a cute little box. That's just one of our gift boxes that did carry over, our little scallop gift boxes, and then it's got the little pop-up gift holder thing that you can attach in there. That's just that little box. And then this is the fun technique that we did. Oh no, this isn't, sorry, hang on. Let me grab that card to show you that lovely background technique that we did. So what we did was we die cut out the branch that was in the dies. I don't know where my dies went. You know what I'm talking about though, right? Where did the dies go? Oh, they're right here beside me. They're just in a different spot. So this one here, we die cut it out, and then the image that sort of comes out of the center, it creates this sort of little branch spriggy. And then what we did was we reversed it. So we turned it around and then put it back down and then just used our blending brush right over it. So it creates that sort of shadowy look. So we just did a lighter sort of hand with the ink, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. And you could do it in 2 different color greens and it would just like pop off the page. It would look so pretty. And then just coloring with a little bit of watercolor pencils. And then coloring the berries. The berries can be any color, depends on what bird you've done. If you're like a nature bird watcher sort of thing, which I am not, you can kind of go crazy in Google and Google birds, and you're just going to find all color combinations that you can use for those. So really, really pretty and great technique to use that sort of die cut image that comes out of the center. So then another one, we'll jump back to this one, is I die cut that out, and then I just use my blends in 2 different colors and sort of just use the brush end and just kind of haphazardly colored that on, and it made sort of like a 3-dimensional kind of look. Now I did see somewhere in my searches for ideas, somebody used the pearl, so that white color, and probably their palette knife, and just touch the edge of the sprigs as well. Now that's a little more intricate, and obviously you're going to make that for your special people because you're not going to make 20 cards that have all that little pearlization on the branches, but it looks so pretty to just have them touched up, looking like snow. So, and then this is just an image out of the designer series paper that I fussy cut, both of them actually, and then using the copper clay iridescent gems and the copper clay ribbon, and then Merry Christmas from the Greetings of the Season. I did use this Greetings of the Season pretty much on all the samples if I didn't use the greetings that were in the stamp set. So this one was a bonus card from the Creativity Now using the greenery sprig and that paper. So this is why I don't have a whole lot of this paper left. And then you'll see here, we've got the little sprig from the dies, and those, you probably see them better up here, and the little sprig from the dies as well of those sort of pussy willow looking images. Is that not pretty? Now, in the sample that we did for Creativity Now, they actually had this sort of centered more, but I kind of liked it offset. Kind of created a different look, I think, anyways. So that's one of the other ones that we did. I may have showed these to you already. I cannot remember, and I didn't go back and looking at videos. This is a fun one, different colors, using that Blackberry Bliss instead, but it really makes them pop off the page with the reds and the browns and the crumb cakes, right? And then you could easily emboss that layer to punch it up a little bit. And then you could also add some twine like we did on the card today around the sentiment. Here is the die cut as well that sort of popped up on dimensionals to sort of give it a little bit of a pop. Now I would probably emboss this under layer so that you had maybe like a snowy scene, do the falling snow from the polar bear set from last year that carried forward or something, give it a little more oomph. And you could easily add bling and ribbon and, you know, go crazy with this. And this is just colored in with watercolor pencils. So it's kind of reminding you to grab all those extra little things and use them, right? Because we've forgotten about our metallic effects if we have it. And we've forgotten about, you know, just bringing in those simple little embossing textures and stuff like that. And then there's this one. This is sort of case from someone, and I forgot to write the name down, so I'll have to look it up. But it's got the birch wood on the back, the lovely designer paper. And then these are all cut out of one of those sheets that had all those little images. And then I've just sort of paper pieced and glued and tucked in, and I've used the sprig here behind and just made a cute little sort of bird sitting on like a windowsill or something. This one would be cute with a glitter frame. You're right, Glenda. Or even this one would, right? Isn't that cute? So it's a lot of fussy cutting. If that's not your thing, that is not your card, right? So let's get that into screen here. Okay, so there's some ideas. Most of them were made other than these two here from Creativity Now. So these are all Creativity Now ones. I think actually this one was a bonus card from there too, if I recall correctly. But great way to use. This is great paper if you don't want to like stamp and all that kind of stuff. You just buy the paper. You could just stamp out the images or cut out the images, and you could build from just the paper. So you don't need the whole set if it's not your jam. It was not my jam before Creativity Now, but now that I've played with it, I'm kind of warming up to it. But the paper out of this and the twine and everything is definitely one of my favorites in the new catalog that's coming very, very soon. And you will see more goodies coming forward with that once I get my order in. So any questions there? Anything? Do you guys love this suite? Are you kind of intrigued by it now that you've seen a little more of what's going on with it? What is Glenda say? Gorgeous, very pretty cards. Thank you, Holly. Thank you, Glenda. I must get the suite out and create with it. You're welcome. All right. Perfect. Well, I'm glad you guys loved it, and look forward to the scrapbook page I created tomorrow. It goes up at 11, and then on Tuesday I'll play with this little technique that I was talking about and show you the emboss layers and how that will look once you've embossed it. And then there'll probably be another technique, I think, using with the metallic effects one of the artisan is done. So I will go in there and find that and look at it. Not enough time, I know, right? Me too. But I'm planning September classes, so I'm having a look at this catalog today. So that's my plan. Grab this catalog, look through it, and then start planning out classes for September. So look forward to that being posted. My reminder of Paper Pumpkin cuts off on August the 10th. It's super cute. You get an extra stamp set of numbers, so those are handy. And I will be back with you on the 17th, because remember, we're in summer where we want to get out and do things. So I'll be back on the 17th with something. I haven't decided. You want to visit? Today? Well, you can come and visit me any day. Jump on a plane. All right, you guys. So take care. Thank you for dropping in. I appreciate you all, and have a wonderful Saturday, and I will see you on the 17th. Bright and early with your Baileys and tea. All right, take care. Paper hugs. Bye-bye.